Welcome everyone, this is Pineleaf Niels and you're listening to LOTRO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in LOTRO and here at LOTRO Players. And this week we have with us Andang,
Hey everybody.
Terry Adwin,
Hi,
and Carvet.
Howdy, at your service and your families.
And also please welcome our special guest for tonight, Koskoval.
Fantastic.
And yes, Koskoval is a YouTuber, and that's what happens when something goes really wrong. At least that's usually when I hear him say that in that tone of voice. Let's begin with what we normally do with new members of our guest staff, and that is to ask them how they got into Tolkien, how they got into LOTRO, and how you got into content creation in LOTRO. So, Kaz.
Yes, sir. Okay, well, how I got into Tolkien, huh? I was definitely a latecomer. You know, I was one of the guys that really didn't know very much about Lord of the Rings until, of course, the movie series came out. You know, and then shortly after it, I became, of course, a big, huge fan, like many millions did. But the one I really fell in love with was I wanted to see originally how it all started, so I went back and I read The Hobbit. And I read The Hobbit most probably about 3 times over. I loved it, just completely loved it. And actually, I liked the Hobbit much more than I did Lord of the Rings. And then maybe about a couple years ago, I very painstakingly read the Silmarillion. Took me forever to read that thing. I would read like a chapter, even if I could make it all the way through that chapter without having to constantly go back and forth to the indexes and to the family trees, because it's like, hey, welcome to this book. Here are 30 main characters on the very first page. Bam. And they are all very important. It's not like this.
Any of them before. Yep.
I know. Oh, it was just devastating. But no, but how I got into, of course, Lord of the Rings, the game, you know, online I've always been a huge MMO player, and of course, you know, when they were coming out with the game, I was a beta tester, and I was trying it out for the very first time, and I was originally playing Star Wars Galaxies with all my friends and everything, so I beta tested. I wasn't really that impressed with the game at the time. Still played it when it very first came out. I think I was playing a Lore Master or something like that. That was back in the day. See, I'm old school MMO, so like all the grinding or all the leveling I used to do was just go out and kill 1,000 chickens until you make your next level, and then go out and kill 1,000 pigs, you know, and so forth, you know, and that's cool. I just killed a chicken and I got a really cool sword from it, because that makes sense, right? Yeah, right. Absolutely. You know,
Whoa.
So you know, you have the loot reinforcement. You know, I killed a bug. You know, I got a really cool shield. You know, it totally makes sense. But that's how I used to love how to grind. And the questing system that they had in the game was very, very new. And honestly, I just didn't take to it. I didn't take to it. And as a matter of fact, when I came back many years later, it was very difficult to play it, and that's why I kept coming back and forth, because when you very first come to the game, making it from level 0 to 25, and they're throwing everything at you. I mean, you've got the Dwarven, you've got the Elvish area, you've got, you know, you'll go through everywhere, all the way into Bree. Before you know it, you're level 20, and you've got like 160 quests going in 5 different directions, and you're like, what the heck am I going to do? It's not until much later on that it's actually, you know, more, well, gosh, not until actually you get past Moria is it finally like, okay, I'm this level, everything's good, I'm going to do this area, and then I'll be ready for the next one. So yeah, it was really daunting. It was very confusing, and but you know, I persevered, especially whenever my youngest son was finally born. He has autism, so I stayed at home, and I basically had to try to find something to kind of balance out my mind, you know, because honestly, changing diapers and running kids around all day was not enough. So so I needed to find something. So and I'm I survive off 6 hours of sleep a night. If I get anything more than that, then I just go stir crazy. I cannot do that. If I do that 2 nights in a row where I get 8 hours sleep, I'll be up all night long. But so my wife would go to bed early, and I would just have stuff to do. And so I started doing LOTRO, started doing the YouTube thing. At first, I was going to treat it like kind of like a business, and I was trying to do that. I was going to do the YouTuber thing. Now, of course, when I've come back to it, I don't even have monetization activated. I could care less. And thank goodness, Machinima, just from me being stale for so long, they automatically just by default drop me. So I'm not a part of Machinima anymore, and I'm not monetized, and I'm just doing it because I like it, and that's it. Well, not because I like it, because I love it, and that's it. And that's it, pretty much in a nutshell, I guess.
Awesome. Real quick, where can people check out your channel, Kaz?
Cascaval on YouTube. Just typing Cascaval, and I should hopefully pop up relatively quickly. But is there? Do I need to plug it or?
No, that's good.
Or just, okay.
They don't forget how to spell it.
Well, yeah, Kazcovall. No, but yeah, I used to have Facebook, Twitter. I do have a Twitch account, but I don't do very much streaming on that. I do streaming on YouTube. I just like it because if I do Twitch and then I want to move a video over, then I have to do all that, and it's just, I do it right there, and it's available. So I like that. But no, for right now, it's just YouTube. That's all I do now. Just YouTube. That's my multimedia thing.
Awesome.
All right. Now let's head into game news, and the news for this week is that we have another build for Bulwer, where they have indicated that mithril upkeep will no longer be required for premium housing.
Yay!
Awesome.
Yeah, this is fantastic news considering that, like, for the Kin House last week, they were proposing, like, $120 a year in upkeep. So to waive that away completely with just now going to a gold upkeep is fantastic news. So let's go ahead.
They haven't waived it completely. You still have the option to do it in Mithril if you really, really want to.
That's right, and they did say on the forums, players may now pay gold upkeep for premium houses, 1 gold for stately and luxurious, 5 gold for deluxe kinship. Mithril upkeep for houses has been reduced globally. The cost is now 2 mithril coins for individual houses and 5 mithril coins for kinship houses.
And this is what, per month, correct?
This is per week.
That's per week. Yeah.
Per week.
Now, I should also note that the classic houses, their mithril cost, if you choose to do it by mithril instead of gold, has gone down to match that, because before, as I checked live versus what's on Bullroarer, and on live it's pretty high up there on how much you had to charge for mithril if you're doing it by mithril.
What's it on Bullroarer?
On Bullroarer, it's the same as the 2 and 5 thing, but it's higher than that on live right now.
Okay, I'm surprised for classic houses that it's not like 1 and 3 or something.
Well, it's hard. It's hard. I had a lot of trouble trying to confirm this because I decided to do this comparison right after I paid my upkeep on all my houses. So, and right after I disbanded all of my kinships.
Well, hopefully they'll look into that and try to keep that all balanced with everything else.
Yeah. So I think, so it looks like that they did drop the cost in order to match that. So when they said across the board, they meant literally across the board, in both classic and on the new housing.
All right, awesome.
So let's head into our store sales. And what's on sale this week?
This week's free sample is a Third Age item trove ×1. Use coupon code ThirdAges 1 time per account. That's 3RDAGES 1 time per account. Also, 20% off quest packs, mithril coins, 100% XP boost for an hour, max Morale and Power Scroll. Don't care about the last 2, honestly, but yay quest packs and yay mithril coins, because I was just saying last week that we needed a sale on mithril coins.
Yeah, and I just got through buying a whole bunch of Mithril
It's
coins.
almost
Oh,
like
bummer.
it's almost like the devs listen to the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. We know how much Kaz goes through Mithril coins.
I am a Mithril junkie. I am.
Yes.
I'm a proud Mithril junkie. You know, I'm surprised I don't have like stock or something in LOTRO. I am a equal opportunity porter. You know, I have no problem porting 60 yards if I need to, just to do it. Because
No,
why
no,
not?
no.
Oh yeah, I'll do it.
He's been known
No
to do
shame.
it.
That's an egregious
shame.
misuse of. See, actually, the worst port ever was Gusty Moose once ported from the court in Thorn's Gate to the top of the stairs using a Mithril coin on a hunter who had the Thorn's Hall port. That's the most egregious misuse of Mithril coins in the history of ever.
Wow.
But with the Mithril, it's just like you click it and you're done. With the hunter, you have to actually have the whole induction. You know, who wants to wait around for an induction? You know, I could already be there and walking around and doing stuff. No one needs to deal with inductions. Yeah, but
Right.
yeah,
Hard
I get
time.
a lot of flack from my Mithril use, and so I play along with it too. Yeah, it's good.
All right. Let's head to our site news. We'll begin with our community events for September 30th through October 6th. And I noticed that on the forums, we got a little plug for our community events list.
Yes, finally, we now have a community events calendar that goes along with our list so that players can see all the events on a calendar, and they can even apply that calendar to their own Google Calendar if they want to add it in. And just a really cool extra thing that now goes along with community events. And of course, you can check out all the events in the article.
All right. Anybody noticed anything in the community events list that they wish to bring up? I think I heard.
Not everyone all at once.
I think I heard a cricket or two during that.
Yeah, the cricket has something to say about it.
Yeah. All right, so let's head into LOTRO Academy episode 134, Everything Under J.
What? Why is it titled that? I guess I'll have to listen.
Because it's trait points.
Yeah, everything that when you press the panel that comes up when you press J. So
Okay,
all about
that makes
traits.
sense. Cool.
Cool. I mean, I actually remap all my stuff, so I didn't even know that. Yeah, J is something different for me.
Well, yes, I had a lot of trouble with that title too because I just hit a button and I don't worry about what letter it's. Yeah, so I didn't know that was J that brought that up.
I accidentally hit J all the time and bring it up, but I didn't know that that's what it does. Oh, man.
And this week we have returning for after a little bit of a break, The Family Line, part 102.
Yay! I saw that was back.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but it's back, and back with a bang, Pine Leaf.
With a bang.
Literally, at the start.
It starts with the word bang?
No, it looks like...
Well, the third word.
Okay, well, the second and third words are bang.
Yeah.
Close enough. Then let's head into our week in LOTRO. Okay, so Antang, what were you up to?
Well, this past week I watched a ton of streams. I watched Cordovan's stream, I watched Bloodborne, Stein, Big Ed, Maiden, Cascaval, whole bunch of other people on top of that list as well. And basically just am really getting back into the LOTRO everything, where I'm just wanting to just absorb as much LOTRO content as I can and also support the community by showing up in the streams and helping support streamers and doing all that stuff. And the highlight from all of this stream watching has to be the moment when the Tolkien professor during his stream actually did the Volume 2 Hobbit quest, which is the one where something is mistaken for something else by one of the hobbits, and it's hilarious, and I've been waiting forever to see the Tolkien professor's reaction to that, because normal people's reaction is pretty good, but his reaction was priceless. Yeah. It was fantastic, and Maid of Lions, who wrote the story, was in the chat commenting on it too, and so it was just a fantastic experience. I recommend, if you haven't seen that stream, to check it out. It was earlier this week on the official LOTRO stream channel.
Well, I'll have to definitely check that out.
That sounds pretty awesome.
This week, I actually have 3 highlights, and my third highlight is that I actually had a fan ask to take a screenshot with my character in-game, which is the first time that's ever happened before. And it was kind of a surreal experience because I did not expect this at all. I was busy, making a video, and then all of a sudden, they started talking and we were interacting. It was really cool. And they asked if they could have a screenshot, and so I said yes. And so we were there in the new housing area taking, screenshots together. So it was pretty cool and just kind of took me by surprise.
Wow, that's cool, man.
Can I get a screenshot with that index? That's cool.
If a lot of people start asking, I might have to start monetizing this or something. I don't know. But
that was so nice that they asked. No one ever asked me. They just start screenshotting, and I have no idea. And the next thing you know, they're making tons of buku, and I get no royalties from it.
They're like, you're all over Twitter, and people are like, "Hey, check it out."
Yeah, it's like, "Oh, dude, watch! Look, yeah, I caught Kaz bending over. Check it out."
I have seen that before, but they actually wanted me to pose with them, and I've posed with groups before as well, because we finish a raid or something, and you take a screenshot and stuff.
Oh
like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I've never had somebody just come up to me and say, "Hey, do you want to have can I take a screenshot with you?" Because they were just so enamored by my content, which is just a total surreal thing that they say that to me and want to do that. It's
really
just
nice when it happens. Yeah, and it sounds like he was an extremely polite person, so that's really fantastic too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, Kaz, what have you been up to in the last month or so?
Oh, in the last month or so, just doing the streaming primarily. Trying to, of course, in my heart, I want to do a lot of different content. That's the way I want to do it. I have so many MMOs that I've played that I have level cap tunes on. It's ridiculous, but. And they're all great games. And all of my friends, when we're on, we're like, hey, you still want to try to play SWG or SW Tour? And I'm like, yeah, we should do that one night. And then we lock on. And it's like, oh, okay, look, box runs. Okay, let's do box runs. Oh, okay, let's go over and work on these deeds. And then it's like, LOTRO just keeps sucking us in, and we can't get anything else done. It's like, hey, let's go do PvMP. No, I want to go and get that really cool, item or something. I was like, oh, okay, we'll go do that. It's fine. And I want to get out there. I want to do Dungeons and Dragons. I've gotten back into that. I love that game. It's a little complicated to start playing because it has a different play style. My ESO, SW Tour, I have Conan, just a whole plethora of other stuff that I've done. But so basically in the last month what's happened is that I've just been trying to find out, because when I came back, you don't want to come back and try to do too much, right? Because then you end up overextending yourself, and then somewhere along the line you're just going to fail. So I've been trying to do something where I can definitely do something every single week, be consistent with that, and pump out really good content. So that's what I've been primarily focusing on for the last month. But also, getting back in touch with you. You were so kind to come back and, on that stream, a couple times, and, we were chatting it up and having a great time, and I really appreciate that. And of course that also led to me being here this evening, because I love you guys, and we've always had great relations, and, it'd be cool to do stuff again. Heck, we're on the same damn server, right? Why not? But, so I don't know, just trying to rebuild those community, that community love, trying to check out what's going on in Twitch here and there. It's not too much content. I've noticed that here recently, LOTRO's YouTube page, they just have everyone and everyone and their mothers like doing streams for that.
Yeah.
And it's like every single day, it's like 5 people. Hey, I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to be streaming. And I'm like, who are you? I'm like,
Yeah.
who is this person? They're just on there and they're in their bedroom. And I'm like, what is going on here? But no, I think that's great. I mean, they're really hitting it hard, trying to get the content out there. And of course, trying to check out Bloodborne. I was never really familiar with him before until I just recently came back, and he's doing really great stuff. Watching his content, I love those the videos that the last one where Brax did, where he does like the whole the Hobbit tale and stuff like that about Bree and everything. I mean, that just had me rolling. I just loved that. But just content like that. I'm just trying to get back into it, and also, of course, taking care of all the knuckleheads around here. I've got a lot of knuckleheads that I love.
Awesome. Terry, what'd you do this last week?
Not a whole lot, actually. It wasn't a great week for me game-wise. But I did get my Runekeeper up to level 96. Yay! 96.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot with Sanswinda. We got into Dol Amroth, which is the first time that Sanswinda went through the gate of Dol Amroth instead of having somebody port her in or porting herself in.
Nice.
And so we did our little walking tour and did the story quests, and then we are almost finished with Book 1 of Volume 4. We've got to do that last thing where you go back out and recall the Swan Knights. And then we will be moving on to Central Gondor.
Nice.
So, after that, Carve, what'd you do?
Well, this week I finally got a Warden past level 15 for the first time ever.
Ooh.
It's kind of big for me since I've avoided the Warden pretty much for 5 years.
Avoid it like the plague.
Well, it's mostly because I know that once I get into the Warden, I'm not going to be able to put it down, because it's like, ooh, what does this do? What does this do? I got to level more to unlock a new gambit. Yeah. Oh, this is cool. And so I've been avoiding it, but now I'm playing it because it's nothing I haven't done yet. So I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. And I can't put it down. But I was able to finish the Moria part of the second volume of the epic story. Finally got out of Moria, got all of that elven return trip. Oh, you didn't finish. You got to go back into the ugly depths and kill the nasty critters again part. And so I actually was able to land in Mirkwood and start the Mirkwood part of the epic. So that was cool. And that's on my free-to-play account, which is 100% bought and paid for by in-game earned mithril coins. Or rather, in-game earned turbine points.
Yeah, that's difficult.
It's a lot of staggered leveling. I'll go that route. There's some grinding to it, but it's more staggered leveling across now 6 characters. So...
I've only known one other person to ever do that, and that was Halo. And he's the only other person I've ever known to do that. And he literally made tune after tune after tune to grind up the turbine points so he could buy all the other areas and stuff like that. And he's pretty much done it all.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, it's crazy. I take my hat off to you, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm doing it like 1 or 2 sessions a week, so it's mostly like maybe, 3-4 hours at a time. So I'm not like grinding myself out on it. Like I know another guy that was in our kinship that in order to buy Rohan, he said he went through about 20 different characters over the course of a couple weeks. And I was like, nope, I'm not going to do that. I'll wait for it to come on sale. I don't need that. I've got enough content and enough hours to play that I can just kind of take my time, a few hours a week, earn turbine points when I can, and then when stuff goes on sale, I'll have it and I'll buy it.
All right, smart.
Yeah. So Pineleaf, how was your week?
All right, I'll begin with a general item where I pretty much went into all the servers where I played where I had this personal kin on every single one of the servers where I regularly play, and I just decided I don't need those kins anymore, so I just disbanded 6 kins over the week, got rid of all of those, so I didn't have to worry about them. Because it was the time where it would have been time to pay the maintenance for all the kin houses, and I just decided I didn't need those kin houses anymore. That's the only reason why I got them, because the reason why I got them, I could probably be better served by instead using a stately house from the new area. So I just decided, all right, just ditch the kin houses.
All those poor refugees.
Yeah.
In my
Well-
mind, I'm like, somewhere thousands of voices cried out at once. And
That's
there
right.
was silence.
People are
Right.
going to be logging on and going, but what happened?
Well, I'm the only one on. No, there were single member kins.
Yeah,
Oh.
It's not like they're active kins, but
Yeah, but I thought you had to have at least, like enough to maintain it though.
no, they
it's
dropped
just
that rule
it's
years
solo.
ago.
Yeah, it's solo now. You can be a kin party of one.
Yeah, they changed that fairly recently.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Well, there's another fantastic thing I missed with the year that I was gone. All right, well, great.
So therefore, on my academy field trip, the first thing I did was to join the academy kin because the character I've been playing during the field trip lately has been the one that was holding on to the kin on Arkenstone. So therefore, I joined the academy kin, which is good because I've been playing with the academy kin on that character for quite a while, and we all went into the outer gate of Moria where we all got our legendary items.
Sweet.
Nice.
And then on Brandywine, my warden reached level 105.
Wow, fantastic.
Nice.
Yay!
How many wardens is that now, Pineleaf, at 105?
That is currently 5 wardens at 105.
You're crazy. You are crazy.
Finally, is nothing if not thorough.
I think that has a condition name.
Well,
I'm sure
it's-
you must probably can wiki that.
and
Wardenitis.
yeah, that's on each of the servers.
It's
On
called Wardenitis.
5 different servers, yes. Wardenitis, yes. We
Wow.
currently have 23 supporters on Patreon, and if you would like to join this illustrious raid of players and help support LOTRO players, simply go to the donations page where you can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. There you'll find rewards, including a mention on the podcast of your choice, or if you be a guest with us here on LOTRO Players News. And speaking of guests, Koskoval, is there anything you would like to plug or add?
Oh no! I think I've already, with my long drawn out spills I just recently had, I think I pretty much covered everything. You might need to slow it down a little bit, but I think I got it all out there.
All right. Then let's head into emails, and we'll begin with Philman and Terry. What did Philman say?
Philman writes, "G'day. I don't know if you are continuing this as I am a couple of episodes behind, but what the heck. Oh, and thanks, Maven, for mentioning my Facebook post about my entry into Moria. As you will see from my moment, it is either all or nothing with me, so yes, I can be considered to be a completionist. My noob moment was with my first character, an elf getting hopelessly lost in Ered Luin. I think there should be a big label on the game for all new players. Do not start with an elf character. Disorientation may be experienced. To start with, you begin in a zone that was not in the book or movies, Thorin's Gate, and then they move you to the other end of the zone, Kalandim, to begin questing in landscape. I made it from Kalandim to Dwelland with no problem, and then I went further north towards the next quest, following the ring icon on the minimap. I hadn't picked up that the icon disappears when you get close to the target, and so I am heading northeast, the icon is gone, and I fall down some cliffs, without dying, and find myself in the river. I then nearly got killed by the Dower Hands at the port of Keladul, and swiftly swam what I thought was southwards, but was really north as far as I could go, expecting to get out on the east bank and get into the Shire, because the map said it was that way. Instead, I found myself on the long grassy incline at Hofflin, and got killed by a spider way over my level. I gave up on that character and only discovered where this had all taken place weeks later, when I brought another alt through Ered Luin with greater caution. That character is still sitting all alone on Evernight at Gondamon, destined to never progress any further, having failed to stop the shadows of Angmar rising. I think he will just go to the west and swear off Middle-earth forever. I firmly believe that the first character should be human, as most people would be familiar with Breland, followed by a dwarf, because both of these continue in the same place after the starter zone. So what he means by this is humans start in the same area where you just were running around, and ditto the dwarves instead of halfway across the map.
Right.
Then Hobbit, as most people will be familiar with the Shire, and last of all, an elf. Regards, Philman. And I totally get this because my mother, her first character was an elf. She got lost trying to get to Thorin's Gate from that little overlook at Ethelond.
Mm-hmm.
And she fell off a cliff somehow without dying and ended up in something that I ended up having to teach her how to use /stuck to get out of.
Oh, I died. I
I've tried to sort of-
I don't know. I don't know too many people that haven't fallen, but I died on that fall.
Oh, see, it could be though that I think Terry's mother was after they changed the starter area to Thorns. I don't know if you died before they changed the starter area. Because I know I died a few times falling off cliffs, but those cliffs don't exist in the game anymore.
Oh, they're still there. They're just shorter. They're gentler slopes that don't kill you when you fall off of them.
Okay, because there's no quest that require you to go up the cliffs I'm
That
thinking
doesn't
about.
mean anything.
Ah! Okay. Oh yes.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The Elvish is definitely the hardest one to start off with. It is extremely confusing. It is. So yeah, I agree with that 100%.
And I told her when she was interested in making a second character. Actually, her first character was a dwarf, but she the same thing for the Overlook because you gotta make your way around the Silverdeep mine and get to the path and yeah. So anyway, she just tried going straight off the ledge to Silverdeep and bypassing the stairs. So I tell her for her second character to either make a man or a hobbit. So she makes an elf.
Defiant mother.
Oh well. And Mary Rose also sent us a note. And Carv, could you please read this?
I think he went AFK, Pineleaf.
All right. then
Yeah, he
I'll read
did.
it. Hi to all LOTRO Players News. Thanks for your show each week. It's both informative and entertaining. Maven, you are correct in interpreting last week's title suggestion was the equivalent of a soapbox. I spent a lot of time with my grandparents growing up, and that phrase was commonly used. I do have a newbie question. How does my hunter acquire consumable traps? I read in the wiki that they can be crafted by a weaponsmith. My hobbit redline hunter is most envious of my yellowline hunter's traps, but she can't find traps in the auction hall, and my weaponsmith, supreme level, doesn't have the recipe. Are consumable traps still available? Or is my weaponsmith too low a level to craft them? Thanks so much, Mary Rose, Warning Song, and I don't think they exist anymore.
I believe
They are an
they
obsolete
Didn't-
item.
Yeah, I think
don't
they.
exist
Yeah,
anymore.
they went away.
That's a relic of pre Helm's Deep before the
that
class
went away
revamp.
with travel rations.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you can find anybody that actually has some, I think they go for a pretty penny.
Yeah.
Just can't be crafted anymore. You can put them on a pedestal somewhere so they can all have them.
they're antiques now. You'd have to find them in some fancy shop.
If you would like to send us an email, you can send it to podcast@lotroplayers.com. You could also follow us at Twitter, The Players Alliance @PlayersAlly, Lotro Players @LotroPlayers, Andang @AndangLP, Carvet @CarvetLP, Maven @TolkienMaven, Pineleaf @Pineleaf Niels, and Terry Adwin @Terry Adwin. The Players Alliance has 4 live shows there every Monday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. We have DDO Players News. On Thursdays at 8:30ish p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have XP Quest. Every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have LOTRO Players News. And on the last Friday of each month at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have LOTRO Academy After School. Yes, LOTRO Academy After School has moved back to its original time slot. So keep that in mind. And in fact, during September, we had 2 after schools because we had one on the last Saturday. Then when we moved it to Fridays, we had another one on the last Friday. You can join us for our live shows at lotroplayers.com/live. Thank you everyone for listening. This is Pineleaf Needles reminding you to skirmish responsibly.